Food adventurers, I'm your host, and trust me, I've seen some things. We're about to dive deep into the bizarre world of exotic eats, where the line between delicious and downright strange gets blurry. Real blurry. Get ready to meet 10 dishes that'll make you squirm, gasp, and maybe even drool a little. From fermented shark with a pungent aroma that'll knock your socks off to wriggling octopus tentacles that'll test your chewing skills. We're serving up a global buffet of the weird and wonderful. Buckle up, because things are about to get strange. You ever get that feeling like the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up? Yeah, that's your stomach telling you it's ready for this wild ride. Welcome to our countdown of the 10 strangest foods from around the world. Get ready to be amazed and maybe a little grossed out by these unique delicacies. All right, folks, we're kicking things off in the Philippines with a dish that's not for the faint of heart. But look, picture this. A fertilized duck egg. But here's the kicker. The embryo's already partially developed inside. Yeah, you heard that right. They boil it up, shell and all, and you eat it right then and there. Some folks like a dash of salt, maybe a splash of vinegar, just like any other egg, right? Now, I've had my fair share of funky eggs in my travels, but balut, it's a whole other level. The broth, the texture, the little crunch, it's definitely an experience. The Filipinos swear by it, though, a delicacy they call it, an aphrodisiac even. Me? I'll stick to my scrambled eggs in the morning. Next up, we're braving the icy landscapes of Iceland for a dish that's as legendary as the Vikings themselves, Hakal. We're talking fermented Greenland shark, my friends. And when I say fermented, I mean it. This ain't your grandma's sauerkraut. This shark is buried underground for weeks, even months to ferment, and, well, let's just say it gets ripe. The smell alone is enough to make your eyes water. Imagine the most potent cheese you've ever encountered, then multiply that by 10, that's Hakal. But the Icelanders, they've got a palate of steel. They love this stuff. They say it's got a unique, pungent flavor. Me? I'm not sure my taste buds are quite that adventurous. From the land of pizza and pasta, we bring you a cheese so pungent, so alive, it might just crawl off your plate. Kasumazu. Hold on to your stomachs, folks, because this Sardinian delicacy is not for the squeamish. Imagine a wheel of pecorino cheese left out in the open, intentionally infested with live insect larvae. That's right, maggots, and these little critters aren't just along for the ride, they're the main attraction. The maggots break down the cheese's fats, giving it a uniquely soft, almost oozing texture. And the flavor, they say it's sharp, intense, even a little spicy. But here's the catch. You gotta eat it while the maggots are still wriggling. Some folks consider it a delicacy, a testament to traditional cheese making. Me? I'll stick to my cheddar, thank you very much. Chapter 4, Fugu, the deadly delicacy. Let's journey to Japan now, where culinary skill meets deadly risk with the dish that's as exquisite as it is dangerous. Fugu, this, my friends, is pufferfish, and it's got a secret weapon tetrodotoxin. This neurotoxin found in the fish's organs is 1,200 times more deadly than cyanide. One wrong slice, one misstep in preparation, and it's curtains. That's why only highly trained, licensed chefs are allowed to prepare fugu. They spend years mastering the art of removing the toxic parts while preserving the delicate, almost floral flavor of the flesh. It's a high-stakes game of culinary roulette, but the Japanese believe the taste is worth the risk. Me, I'm a big fan of living, so I'll leave this one to the experts. Chapter 5. Sanakji the Wriggling Octopus. Get ready to test your chopstick skills and your gag reflex as we head to South Korea for a dish that's as fresh as it gets. Sanakji. This ain't your average seafood platter, folks. We're talking live octopus tentacles, freshly chopped and served up, still wriggling on your plate. That's right, wriggling. The tentacles are seasoned with sesame oil, maybe a touch of soy sauce, but the real challenge is getting them from the plate to your mouth without ending up wearing your dinner. The suction cups on those tentacles are still active, see? One wrong move and they could stick to your throat. It's a culinary dare, a test of courage and chewing ability. Chapter 6, Century Egg, an Aged Delicacy. Our next culinary adventure takes us to China, where patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to food. Get ready for the century egg, a dish that's as old as it sounds. Well, almost. They call it a 100-year egg, but don't worry, you won't be waiting a century to try it. These eggs, usually duck, chicken or quail, are preserved for weeks, sometimes months, in a mixture of clay, ash, salt and quicklime. The result? The yolk transforms into a dark green, creamy centre, while the white becomes a firm amber jelly. And the smell? Oh, it's got a unique aroma, that's for sure. Some say it's like ammonia and sulphur had a love child. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to enter the world of edible insects with escamoles, a delicacy from Mexico that's often called insect caviar. And trust me, those aren't just fancy words. We're talking ant larvae here, the edible kind, of course. These little guys are harvested from the roots of agave plants, the same plant they use to make tequila. So, you could say it's a party in your mouth, just with a slightly different kind of buzz. Escamoles are often sautéed with butter and spices, giving them a nutty, buttery flavor and a texture that's been described as creamy and cottage cheese-like. They're a delicacy in Mexico, a taste of the land that's been enjoyed for centuries. Chapter 8. Surströmming, the Swedish stinky fish challenge. Fasten your seatbelts, folks, because we're heading to Sweden for a culinary experience that's not for the faint of nose. Get ready for surströmming, fermented herring that's notorious for its pungent aroma. And when I say pungent, I mean nose-hair-curling, eye-watering pungent. This traditional Swedish delicacy is made by fermenting Baltic herring in barrels for months. The process produces a potent smell, often compared to rotten eggs, old cheese and a hint of, well, let's just say it's an acquired taste. Despite the odour, surströmming is a beloved tradition in Sweden. It's typically eaten outdoors, often with flatbread, potatoes and onions to help tone down the, shall we say, unique flavour. Chapter 9, Fried Tarantulas, the Crunchy Critters. Our next stop takes us to Cambodia, where we're about to encounter a delicacy that's as crunchy as it is creepy fried tarantulas. That's right, folks, we're talking big hairy spiders deep-fried to perfection. Once a survival food during the Khmer Rouge regime, fried tarantulas have become a popular snack in Cambodia. They're often seasoned with salt, sugar and garlic, then fried until the legs are crispy and the abdomen is tender. The flavour? Well, some say it's like a cross between crab and chicken with a slightly nutty aftertaste. The legs are said to be the best part, offering a satisfying crunch. Chapter 10. Blood sausage, a global staple. Our final culinary adventure takes us on a global tour of a dish that's as polarizing as it is popular blood sausage. From Europe to Asia, Africa to South America, blood sausage, also known as black pudding, is a staple in many cultures. This savoury sausage is made by cooking blood, often from pigs or cows, with fat, oats and spices. It's a rich, earthy dish with a slightly metallic tang. In the UK, black pudding is a breakfast staple, often served with eggs and bacon. In Spain, morcilla is a popular tapas dish, while in Korea, sundae is a street food favourite. That's a wrap, so there you have it, folks. 10 of the strangest foods from around the world. We've travelled from continent to continent, exploring culinary traditions that are as fascinating as they are stomach-churning. We've seen duck embryos, maggot-infested cheese, live octopus and fermented shark. We've delved into the world of edible insects and explored the unique flavours of blood sausage. Would you try any of these? Or are there other unusual dishes you'd like to add to the list? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, maybe next time we'll explore the strange world of fermented drinks. Until then, keep your taste buds adventurous, and remember, one man's bizarre is another man's delicious.